Hey guys, I'm Phoenix Gray, and welcome to LitRPG Happy Hour, where I sample LitRPG and alcoholic beverages. Feel free to drink along if you dare. Today I'll be reading a sample of Hero Hunter, the Heroes Rising series, Book 1 by Darren Hultberg Jr., and I'll be playing a game called Stumbler. This is actually not a good start because the whole point of the game is that I will be taking a drink every time I mess up or repeat myself. And if you've ever watched my videos before, I fuck up a lot, so I don't even know if I have enough beer to get through this video, but we will see. If you want to follow along, pause this video and download a copy of the book sample at the link, or you can just take a drink whenever I do. As a disclaimer, I do not read every book that I drink to. This is all for fun and to help spread the word about LitRPG and these awesome books. Having said that, let's get started. So I'm actually running kind of low on alcohol right now. I'm getting ready to move, so I'm trying not to buy a whole lot. So I'm probably going to be switching beers throughout this video. But anyway, today I'm starting with this Alamo Holiday IPA that reminds me of King of the Hill. If I run out of this, which I probably will, because apparently I can't speak already, I'm going to switch over to Dos Equis. But I actually hate IPAs. I bought this for somebody else, and it's been in my fridge since, as you can guess, holiday before Christmas. So I'm just going to try to get rid of it today. Let's go ahead and get started. Not all who claim power are destined to be heroes. 001. Sir, you really should slow down. Bella's cybernetic voice chimes in my ear as I pour on the gas, forcing my bike to roar across the cracked pavement of the Undercity. Rows of massive steel archways zip past my vision on either side, foundations used to hold up the corporate monoliths in the city above. I lean hard to the left, nearly touching the ground as I whip the cycle around a tight corner before exploding down the street, leaving a cloud of exhaust in my wake. How close are we to the contact point? I ask as the wheels of my bike hit the ramp, taking us to the city's upper levels. Pyromite was just spotted thwarting a bank robbery about 2 miles up ahead. We should be arriving on scene in a matter of moments. Good, I respond as I crouch forward on my bike. Pyromite was a Class B hero, a ranged fighter with the ability to both create and manipulate fire. He was also the next target on my list. You see, on Terex Prime, a small percentage of the human population is born with special gifts, or superpowers as they're most commonly referred to. These powers begin to blossom around adolescence and continue to grow in strength as the wielder reaches adulthood. Most people that are born with powers are vetted by the government before eventually being enlisted into Terex's hero program. Once there, they receive direction and proper training until eventually they're deemed fit to be released back into the world, acting as the government's paid police force. They call them heroes. So I did mess up one word. Oh, that's horrible. Oh, that's gross. Oh, it's like drinking soap. Oh god, okay. Most of the people of Terex Prime looked up to the heroes. Children idolized them, while adults found a sense of safety and security in their presence. Me, I kill heroes. We're approaching the bank, Aiden. Belle's cybernetic voice seems to rise an octave as we close in on our target, as if she were reacting to an increase in my heart rate. Bella was quite possibly the world's most advanced form of artificial intelligence, a program attached to my central nervous system that provided ample support in the work I was doing. She was also one of the few things left on this rock that I trusted. I cut the engine to my bike as I veer off into a nearby alley. A crowd had formed about a quarter mile down the road, likely there to gawk at Pyromite as he took the bank robbers into custody. I take a quick look around the alley to ensure I was completely alone, then I suit up. A soft digital glow crawls up my torso and limbs as thin pieces of black body armor appear beneath my coat and form over my muscled frame. A thick belt clicks into place around my waist with a holstered gun dangling on either side, and a jet black mask forms over my short blonde hair, stretching over my face and concealing all but a pair of small blue lenses that rest over my eyes. I step away from my bike and throw a pair of errant punches into the air, testing the suit's mobility. It was almost time. Bella's voice echoes in my mask as my suit fully powers on. Initializing program, Hero Hunter. That was the other thing that made Bella so invaluable, an augmented reality application built into my suit that allowed me to scan a hero and gain information on his vitals, his powers, his weaknesses, just about any other pertinent information that I could use to my advantage. It is part of what made me the Hero Hunter. The tips of my gloves magnetize as I latch onto the side of the nearest building and begin scaling its wall. Thankfully, buildings in the banking district were built low to the ground, providing the perfect opportunity to strike from above. I stuttered. Oh, God. Oh, jeez. Oh, if I make it through this beer, it's going to be a miracle. I climb to the top of the building and begin to fully assess the situation. One patrol car present with 2 policemen loading up the alleged criminals. 14 civilians, mostly adults with no powers, and him, Pyromite. Give me a scan, Vel, I say, focusing in on the hero. The man is dressed in a dark red hero suit with tall black boots and gloves designed to look like flames. He didn't wear a mask. What was the point, really, when the government had all your information? Scanning now, Aiden. Pyromite's form illuminated in my vision as a translucent screen appeared in front of me. Pyromite, Class B hero, Vitality 98%, Power Set Elemental, Strength 55, Speed 50, Durability 40, Combat Skills 40, Intelligence 65, Energy 85. Abilities, Flame Blast. Pyromite can generate powerful flames that he can launch at his opponents. Oh god. I'm like dreading every time I mess up just because I don't want to drink this. It's so gross. Oh, it's like being punished. Being punished for messing up. Flame Dance. Pyromite can manipulate flames at will, making them change in both directions and intensity. Oh god. I don't know how anybody can like IPAs, I'm sorry. Weaknesses. Water will slow Pyromite's flame abilities, but only lack of oxygen can completely extinguish his fire. Thanks, Belle, I say as I wave off the translucent screen. Bella was once a government program, meaning she had access to all the information in the government's hero database. She was the ultimate weapon in my quest for... Looks like Pyromite's getting ready to take off, she says with urgency, interrupting my thoughts. I nod, then take a step over to the building's ledge. Go time. I leap from the rooftop, soaring directly towards the hero's location. With his flame blast ability, Pyromite could melt any bullets that were fired in his direction. Therefore, this hunt would require things to get up close and personal, just how I liked it. I think I'm going to take like really big drinks of this just to get rid of it faster. Oh god. The fiery hero notices my descent at the last second and launches a wave of flame in my direction. Luckily, my suit is able to absorb most of the heat as I emerge through the fire, blasting the man across the face with a fist that carries all of my momentum with it. Pyromite slams into the wall of the bank, creating cracks in the cement that crawl towards the building's foundation. Those who are born with superpowers possess a much greater physical resistance than other humans. Otherwise, that punch would have left him crippled. Pyromite peels himself off the bank's wall and raises a pair of clenched flaming fists into the air. So, the hero hunter has come for me, he says as he wipes a line of red-hot blood from his chin. I imagined that you hit a lot harder than this. The lens in my helmet displays a thin reticle above his head. Oh my god, I'm killing myself. I'm killing myself. I think fear might be making me mess up more too. Vitality 78%. This fool was just posturing. That punch had definitely done some damage. I ignore his comment and charge in his direction, hands outstretched to either side. Pyromite grins, then launches a ball of flame in my direction, and I can't help but chuckle inside my mask. This hero is nothing more than a one-trick pony. He's no match for me. I am a goddamn living arsenal. I leap into a spin over the ball of flame, landing on the bank's wall in a crouch. The magnets in my boots hold me firm as I hover over the surprised hero. The man tries to duck away, but I grab a handful of his hair and slam his head against the wall, creating another crack in the cement. Pyromite grimaces as I separate him from his senses. Then, with a quick flip, I drop from the wall and kick the man in the chest, sending him crashing through the concrete and into the bank lobby. Terexium credits fly through the air as Pyro rolls across the carpeted floor, coughing up blood that looks more like magma than anything else. Bullets begin to bounce off my back as the police take aim at me, but deep down, in a world of heroes, they know they're helpless. You bastard! Pyromite roars as I enter the bank, his eyes flickering as he begins to summon a giant torrent of flame inside the lobby. Be careful, Aiden, Bella says in my ear. These flames are quite a bit hotter than before. I don't know if the power armor can handle them. As the words enter my head, a sudden flame blast connects with my chest, dropping me to the ground in a smoking heap. I gasp for air, but the smoke in the bank has thickened considerably. As I begin to rise, another wall of flame puts me back on the ground. Shit! Bella, find me a way out of here! Her cybernetic voice returns, more worried than it was before. I'm scanning Aiden, but it looks like he's cut off all the exits. He's going to burn you alive right here in the bank. Like hell he is. I hug the floor and do a manual scan of the lobby, which is now mostly covered in fire and smoke. I spot something behind the counter. If only I could reach it. My stock is going to increase tenfold once I bring you down, Pyromite yells, pouring on more heat. I will be remembered as the one who took down the hero hunter. You won't be remembered for shit, I yell as I force myself back to my feet. I point my left arm towards the bank's counter and launch a small grappling hook from my wrist. The hook latches onto a large silver canister hanging from the wall, and with a yank I rip it free and swing it towards Pyromite. The industrial-strength fire extinguisher explodes as it slams into Pyro's side, dousing him in a thick, gray cloud of flame-repelling solvent. He lets out a cry as the chemicals eat at his skin, washing away what little power he thought he had. I casually walk through the burning lobby and take a knee next to the hero. His face is wrought with terror. He knows that his time has come. Why? He sputters before I blast him across the face with my fist for good measure. I lean in close as a thin blade ejects from my right wrist. For valor, I mutter. Then I plunge the blade through his back and into his heart. The vitality bar above his head immediately drops, reaching 0 before fading and forming into the word deceased. As I rise, Vela's voice chimes in once more. Good work, Aiden, but it's time to go. I'm picking up activity on the scanners. Report of an S-class hero heading this way. I nod, then hop the counter and exit through the back of the bank. In seconds, I maneuver my way through a pair of back alleys until finally I return to my bike. With a mental command, my armor begins to compartmentalize, folding within itself until it disappears beneath my jacket. I smile as my bike roars to life and I exit the alley, tires screeching as I speed off down the street. Oh. Another hero crossed off the list. 002. The smell of blood and exhaust lingers in my nostrils as I speed down the crumbling access ramp that takes me below the city's surface. They are smells I've grown accustomed to, little indicators of a job well done, of another hero in his grave. The high I'm riding after my recent kill doesn't last long as I begin to make my way back through the Undercity, and the sight of crumbling infrastructure fills my gaze. You see, Terex Prime prides itself on being a safe and prosperous place, a welcome home for all of its citizens. Let me tell you, oh my god, let me tell you, that's just one big fucking lie. Oh, holy crap, I think that was actually 2 in the same sentence. Oh, it's so gross. I'm trying to get used to it. I don't think you can get used to it. The Undercity. Down here, it's like an urban wasteland, a place for the surfacers to shovel all of their filth and leave it to rot. Poverty and crime are ways of life down here, especially since the heroes never show their smug faces below the surface. Sure, once in a while some megalomaniac will build a bomb and try to blow a hole through the city's upper level, and then they'll have to send down some B-classer to mop them up. But other than that, the underlings are left to fend for themselves like second-rate citizens. What's worse is that they leave access ramps to the upper levels of the city uninhibited. Sure, they say that people are welcome to come and go as they please, but that's just more of a sick joke or a giant slap in the face. Without a weak-hearted sympathizer there to support you on the upper levels, it's just plain impossible to survive. That's why things will never change, for now at least. I loosen my grip on the throttle as I approach home, a sprawling concrete apartment complex located in one of the darker corners of the Undercity. It wasn't a home, really, more of a place to sleep in between hunts. Anyone that actually called a place like this home had already given up. I coast around to the back of the complex and into the attached parking garage, a graveyard of rusted old machines that barely run. I roll past the other vehicles before coming to a stop in a small private storage area in the back. I feel eyes on me as I throw a tarp over my bike and slam the compartment's overhead door shut, magnetic locks clicking into place. Slowly, I turn to inspect the area, seconds away from calling my power armor back out, and I breathe a sigh of relief. Just a homeless man, and one I'd seen near the complex before at that. The man's crusty, sunken eyes linger on the storage unit with envy as I step away. My bike, a jet-black turbocharged Vector X, was probably the nicest thing he'd laid eyes on in recent memory. To him, it was a symbol of everything he wanted but couldn't have, the type of item a surfacer would own. The poor bastard gives me a sidelong glance as I begin to exit the garage, as if he's waiting for me to leave. I'm not worried, though. Even with my identity as the hero hunter hidden, I'm still well known in this corner of the Undercity. No one is going to try and touch my stuff. I walk through the old, banged-up door that brings me into the apartment lobby. Candace was there like always, legs dangling over the edge of an oversized armchair, dirty blonde hair pulled back into a messy bun. She looks especially good today, lounging in tight shorts and a black top that she'd cut at the midsection, a lit cigarette dangling from her lips. Despite the damage to her body from years of using, she still had this natural beauty to her that I couldn't help but appreciate. Hell, I'd be lying if I said we didn't mingle a few times, but it was never anything exclusive. Just, sometimes, a shithole like this, you need to feel the touch of another human. Well, look who decided to show their face, she says, a grin forming on her lips as she eyes me entering the room. It quickly fades when I don't acknowledge her. Where the hell you been, Aid? I was banging on your door this morning and you were already gone. I was out, I reply, trying to make a break for the stairs. If only I could tell her that I just killed a man and that his blood was still caked on the inside of my armor. Instead, I just have to try and avoid A second later, I hear her feet hit the floor as she rises from her chair, and I know I'm not getting away that easy. Aiden, you were out visiting some bitch on the upper level, weren't you? You don't give a damn about enough, I say, cutting off her rant before it evolves into a full-blown tirade. I had some business to take care of, that's all. Now if you'll please excuse me. Candace plops back into her chair, arms folded over her chest. Fine, she says, but I'll be stopping up later, and you better be home. I nod, then quickly exit the lobby and begin heading upstairs. Perhaps she and I weren't quite level on the exclusivity thing after all. Scene break. I let out a sigh of relief as I managed to reach the door to my apartment without any more interruptions. As I place my hand on the door handle, Bella emits a wireless signal to disarm the magnetic locks. I breathe a sigh of relief as I enter the room and the door shuts behind me. I breathe in solace. Finally, I slide my black leather jacket off and throw it on my old dingy sofa. There's a long burn mark across my right forearm that I hadn't noticed before. Must have gotten that during my fight with Pyromite. If I treat it now, I might be able to prevent any noticeable scarring and, fuck it. Just another scar to add to the list. I take a deep breath, then take a detailed look over the small one-room apartment with its chipped paint and its unfinished flooring. Since I became the hero hunter, scoping out my lair after every kill had become an important ritual. I had to be sure I wasn't followed, that I wasn't tracked. One misstep and my entire operation could come crashing down, and then the hunt would truly end. Finally, after double-checking the locks and giving the room a second look through, I activate Bella. I know I hesitated on the last one, but this beer is horrible. And I said the right word. Alright. Using her augmented reality functions, Bella begins to produce a digital manifestation of herself, a fully functioning, walking, talking hologram. I watch as she settles on her preferred form, a curvy young woman with long black hair and green eyes that possesses an unnatural glow. She's clad in a tight leather jumpsuit imprinted with a large white V across the chest. I can't help but wonder if this is what Bella interprets as beauty. I don't think she realizes that she's missing out on the one thing that makes every human unique, our terrible, beautiful flaws. I dim the lights, then assume my spot in the center of the room. Alright, Bella, report. Her eyes glow a bit brighter as she begins to project all of our compiled data onto the empty wall. Very well, Aiden. It has been 6 years and 362 days since the incident. You have eliminated 53 heroes, including 6 Class A heroes. You have failed to eliminate your target on 4 separate occasions. Your mission success rate is 93%. Missions where civilian deaths were recorded have... carbonation. Enough, I say, cutting her off, uninterested in hearing what she was about to say next. The words stung at me. With all the heroes throwing their weight around Terex Prime, I'd barely made a fucking dent. Bella, scan all media news outlets, search public appearances, fundraisers, signing events, find me any scenarios with a high probability of a hero being isolated. Yes, sir. Compiling data. There are 14 upcoming events where the probability of a hero being isolated is high. Filtered Class A heroes are stronger. She nods. Scanning. I'm sorry, sir, but I can't find anything. Damn it! I yell as I stupidly slam my fist into the wall. What about Valor? Where the hell is Valor going to be next? The Velo hologram adopts a worried look. Sir, your heart rate is increasing exponentially. I don't think it's wise to pursue Valor at this. Just tell me, damn it! Bella sighs. Compiling data. I'm sorry, sir, but there are still no reported sightings of the hero Valor. I shake my head in anger. Valor, the face of Terex Prime's hero program, the one man who I wanted more than anyone else, and he was nowhere to be found. Start preparations for another hunt tomorrow. One of the B-classers, doesn't matter who. Bella cocked her head. Sir, showing yourself so soon after successfully eliminating Pyromite is a highly unnecessary risk. I suggest waiting at least 2 to 3 weeks before. Bella stops as she notices me staring blankly into her cybernetic eyes. She doesn't even have to scan my vitals again to know that I'm in a bad place right now. Very well, sir. I'll set you up with... She pauses again as an indicator lights up on my holo watch. I peer down at the digital indicator. Incoming call from Nightfall. What the hell do you want? I say as I answer the call. Well, hello to you too, a woman's voice responds. Just thought you might want to know. I got a possible hit. I'm talking Class A hero making an announced public appearance. Low security, just how you like it. I get right to the point. Where can I meet you? Our usual, she responds. Meet me there in an hour. Oh, and Aiden? Yes. Answer my call like that again and I'll cut your fucking head off. The light dims on my watch as she disconnects our call. I look over to Bella, who puts her hands on her hips and gives me a disapproving stare. I shrug, then go scoop up my coat. No rest for the wicked. 003. The city lights above start to dim as I speed down the cracked pavement. Those giant industrial-sized orbs fasten to an infinite steel sky. They're on a timer that never changes, dark by 8 o'clock and light again by 6 every damn day. Once in a while, a light will blow out and an entire city block will go dark until it's fixed. But hey, that's just one of those things you get used to down here. I take a final glance up at the lights as they fade. After all these years, I still find it unsettling not being able to see the sun down here in the Undercity. It's almost maddening to have an entire living, breathing city prospering above you, separated by nothing more than a half-mile of steel. All the while, you're forced to live in a world of iron and steel and bad lighting. I bring my bike to a stop as I pull up to Nightfall's favorite hangout, a popular saloon called Lucky's. Remarkably, the place is a lot less run down than the other buildings on the street, likely due to the amount of traffic the place gets. After all, there are plenty of places to get a drink in the Undercity, but finding a good drink, well, that's nearly as likely as seeing the sun. I immediately set eyes on Nightfall as I enter the bar. She's sitting alone in a booth off to the right, a pair of empty bottles perched on the table in front of her. She's alone, as usual. The woman has this aura of intimidation about her, a sharpness that almost made you wary to approach. Today she was wearing a brown leather coat with matching boots nearly laced up to her knees. It's quite the contrast from what I usually saw her in. Jet black and gunmetal, the colors of the supervillain, Nightfall. In Prime, those of us with powers that choose not to abide by the government's hero protocol are labeled villains. Once that happens, you become immediate enemies of the state. Most are either apprehended or go into hiding, but Nightfall, she embraces the title. Hell, she'll kill a hero in cold blood without thinking twice. Maybe that's why I respect her so damn much. Bella's AR capabilities kick in as I take a seat across from Nightfall. In seconds, she's sending data into my cerebral cortex, manipulating my vision until a translucent screen appears in front of me. Nightfall, Class A villain, Vitality 100%, Inebriated 7%, Power Set, Combat, / Transformative, Strength 70, Speed 75, Durability 85, Combat Skills 85, Intelligence 50, Energy 0. Abilities, Steel Wings. Nightfall can project long metallic blades from her wrist that act as an extension of her own body. Steel Skin. Nightfall can change the chemical makeup of her skin, making it harder than forged steel. This does not change her appearance. Olympian. Nightfall has increased strength, speed, and durability. Weaknesses. Intense heat and pressure can damage or even kill Nightfall. She is also vulnerable when her Steel Skin ability is not active. I blink away the screen as I meet eyes with Nightfall, information that I'd seen countless times before. Her violet eyes meet my own as she takes an extended sip of her beer. I sit, cold and motionless, as I wait for her to finish, wary of being the first to speak. If there was anything I hated about the woman, it was that she loved to play games, and frankly, I wasn't in the mood for it. Finally, she slams the bottle on the table and brushes her short black hair out of her eyes. I'm surprised it's gotten this long. Usually she keeps her head shaved, but today only the sides of her head appear to be buzzed. About time you made it, she says, shooting me a wink. I make a face as I take a look at my holowatch. It's been 57 minutes since you called. You said an hour. Nightfall rolls her eyes. Don't be such a tight-ass, Aiden. After all, I'm about to make your day. Hell, maybe even your year. I sigh as I fold my arms over my chest. What do you got for me? Nightfall crosses her legs and leans back in her seat. One of my informants was gracious enough to tell me about a little event happening tomorrow. It's ribbon cutting at some luxury hotel in the Riverside district. And, I say, raising my brow to the woman, and the owner of the hotel happens to be Dorian Cortez, prime billionaire and close personal friend to Captain Prime himself. Word is that the captain's planning on making an unscheduled appearance at the event. Alone. My mind immediately begins to race as I process what she just told me. Captain Prime is an A-class hero, and a very prominent face of the hero program at that. If I managed to take him down, I'd be sure to cause a hell of a stir. I need a time and location, I say a bit too eagerly. The woman grins, easily picking up on my zeal. Oh, you don't think I would just shell out that info for free, did you? I think I said did instead of didn't. Anyway, it's supposed to be, oh, you didn't think I would just shell out that info for free, did you? If I drink extra, it just means I'm getting rid of this beer faster. And here it was, her game. I should have known that Terex herself would burn before Nightfall offered me something for free. What do you want? I spit, eager to bring this liaison to an end. Oh, nothing yet, she says, shooting me a devilish grin. Though I will need your help soon. With a special job. What kind of a job? I give her a hard stare, but it's pointless. Nightfall is impervious to intimidation. Hell, on the battlefield, she's intimidation incarnate. It's nothing that I can speak of yet, even to you. Just know that I'll be needing you sometime in the very near future. That's so gross. Fine, I say, too eager to get the information for my own good. Our ideals line up closely enough that I assume whatever job she needs my help with won't be too much of an issue. Now spill it. 1034 Riverview Avenue, a large building with 2 fancy little fountains out in front. Should only be a small crowd. Ribbon cutting is at 2 p.m. sharp. Thanks, I say, rising to my feet as Vela compiles information and begins formulating a plan. And Aiden, Nightfall says, bringing me pause as I turn to leave. Yeah? Don't get yourself killed. You're not invincible, and the captain sure as hell not a pushover. I nod, then head towards the door. Yeah, well, neither am I. Scene break. Finally, I feel the warmth of the sun again as I hit the access ramp that takes me to the city's upper level. I speed past the banking district, grabbing a glimpse of the spot where I killed Pyromite. It looks like they've got the place mostly cleaned up. Another hero buried and forgotten. I can feel tension building in my chest as I grow close to my next hunt. It's a good tension, a feeling that keeps me alert, keeps me focused. Without it, all I have is the passion for the hunt, an over-eagerness that can lead to mistakes. And against a Class A hero, I can't afford a single mistake. Truly, any hero can pose a threat, but Class A, and to a greater extent Class S, heroes are on an entirely different level. One of the first things that anyone dealing with heroes learns in the class system, an important table of information that I always keep handy in Vela's memory core. As if responding to my thoughts, Vela pulls up a translucent blue screen in the corner of my vision and a quick overview of the hero classifications. Okay, that is actually the end of the sample. I made 2 mistakes in that one, so I'm going to drink twice. Again, that was Hero Hunter, a superhero gamelet saga by Darren Hultberg Jr. Sorry about that. You know what? I'm going to go ahead and drink because I screwed up his name too, so. I'm so sorry about that, Darren. Anyway, it reminded me a bit of One Punch Man, the way that the heroes are classified. It's kind of an interesting, different spin on the LitRPG thing because it is superheroes, which I haven't seen before, which is kind of cool. But anyway, if you enjoyed that sample, there is going to be a link, so you can check out the book if you want. And also, I'm really surprised that I made it. I did not drink this entire beer through that. I thought I was going to mess up a lot more than I did, but I'm happy about that. Unfortunately, I'm still going to have to finish this beer because it's open, but I won't have to crack into another one. Anyway, I hope you guys have a good day, a good night, a good week, a good weekend, whatever time it is when you're watching this, and I'll see you next time.